All right, we are back. Yesterday was a very exciting video, and we are going. I got a very special guest for you today. We're just waiting here to get started. We have a buddy of mine who is an ex attorney joining us today. Fuck. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. All right. Just getting started here. Waiting for people to show up. I have a very special guest for you all today. I have ex-attorney, and we are about to talk about yesterday's trial and the continuance. And we are trying to get my very good friend Jeffy Poo, which is here. He is here. Okay, Jeff, you want to make sure to shut down the live stream. I'm about to add you. You are there.
Yo,
Right. Yes.
I've got to shut you down. I've got to shut the volume off on this though.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, maybe not.
What's up, Home Slice?
Not much.
Live on YouTube, eh?
Yeah, we are. It
Awesome.
appears that we are live.
Right on, bro.
Yes. So no one's here yet. Usually takes them a few minutes to get started. That went pretty smooth pretty smooth. So we'll probably just wait a few minutes here till everybody gets started. Yes, whatever bitch is right. Let's see, Mary getting married to share this stuff.
So I have some action on one of my shorts today that I posted yesterday. So that's been kind of entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah, you're following along on what are we at this time? Have we past the 500, 600 mark?
No, nothing like that. If I get more than 7 views on a video, I'm like, woohoo, and this is like 160 it's going up by the minute. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, this is the same situation. Yesterday's live stream was one of my most successful live streams that I've done.
Well, dude, that was super entertaining. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah. That was super entertaining.
Yeah, many people gave me the same feedback with that. Boy, did I try hard. And it was actually also interesting looking back. I mean, I made a few errors that I feel like I could have improved on, and maybe won it right there. But I'm a lot of people watch.
No. You think that, but that judge, he had this kind of like quizzical look that never really went away, and it seemed like once he got in his mind that I want to know what happened at customs, that was it. That was the end of it right there. And I was like, take the continuance. I think I hit you in the chat a couple of times. Like, I might have even told you to chill a couple of times. I thought you were getting really carried away.
I had the camera right there in front of me, and I seen some feedback right there, and I was able to glance at a few things that you said, and I was like, because if you remember when I was cross-examining, I guess it would be Jessup or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He I was able to get them to throw out the alleged watches or whatever they're claiming. And basically what happened from there is, if I would have had the inclination to do that again with the DHL attorney and say, this guy's testifying, maybe we get that removed and maybe we go on to a win. However,
Well, small claims is kind of weird, anyways,
mhm,
and lawyers can kind of get away with shit that they might not be able to get away with in another type of court because it's small claims.
yes,
And but this judge was kind of trying to hold your feet to the fire procedurally. Now, I
yeah,
will say this: when you make exhibits, you shouldn't put. And I should have told you this. I didn't know that you were submitting this as your exhibits with
mhm,
the stuff on top, lied to about such and such.
uh,
I mean, you kind of need to take that off because that just gave fodder to the lawyer with the glasses. I can't even remember his name. I just
yeah.
kept thinking he looked like he looked like he was a character from Sex and the City.
Oh, yeah, no shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, that show is way out there. That could be 20 years old, isn't it? Like 90.
yeah, it's way out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. That is
Yeah,
something.
but he struck me as like a character from a sitcom and from an HBO sitcom, not a regular TV.
Yeah, he took a few jabs at me.
Mm.
I had been sending the I guess defendant, right? Some emails keeping him updated, and he says, "Oh, I was being abusive," which I wasn't. I was being strong, but I wasn't being abusive in any, because this matter here is being covered in the Philippines. There's more than a few people that have watched all these videos, which are now 15 videos about this trial. And from watching, like I said, I discovered some things. I mean, we have a full accounting of the box. We have a few things which I'm kind of glad that I held back, because
Well,
I'm going to
I
be.
think what you have to do now, dude, honestly, I mean, no, I want to know what you held back, but honestly, I think that you have to put some effort to try to resolve what the customs did. And I don't know exactly how you might do that, but um, Mary ought to be able to help.
Well, we're being. This is the strange thing: is we're being stonewalled. There is no way to resolve any of this, and otherwise we had, because what they made out is that Mary didn't do like all she could or delayed, which is not the case. Mary did everything she
Yeah,
could.
I know, I get it. It's just weird because they throw this shit at you. Like, I mean, they can just kind of throw these personal things out, like, oh, you were abusive in emails. And I mean,
Mhm.
you can't really refute that. Once you say that about somebody, it kind of poisons the well. And
Yeah,
it's definitely a lawyer's trick. And I mean, I know that you kind of want to pull that back, and it just doesn't really work the same way. I don't
yeah.
I don't really know, but I still think that the connections with journalists, I mean, you have a connection with a journalist in the Philippines
Yeah.
now.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
email them and say, dude, can you help me? I mean, I need.
Yeah, he is trying to help us. There is an anti-red tape um that is exists in the Philippines. However, they may be is corrupt as the actual customs. So he is trying to help. He did pass on the information to the one of the executives over at the anti-red tape. They did mention that they were going to try to help her get the box released. Like I said, this is a fairly known scam that is going on in the Philippines a lot. So,
Hey,
hmm.
Did you ever make a video, any kind of videos about your experience as a criminal defendant in Las Vegas?
One,
Really?
yes, one. And you are the lawyer that got me off of that too, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I won that for you,
Y-
thankfully. Um,
Well, you saved us from
I was
trial.
thinking about that the other day. I was on a walk and I was thinking about some of my wins and losses over the years before I hung it up, and I was really glad that the DA caved on your charges because
Yeah,
I mean as I mean shit as stupid as the charges were, to have to defend it. I mean, to go in and, if a jury thinks that if you are accused of something that you probably did it. I mean, and this is
yeah,
our system is really, yeah, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but in my experience, that didn't seem to be the case. If you got charged,
yeah.
a jury thought, oh well, shit. I mean, if he didn't do that, he did something.
Yeah, yeah. That was very scary. I remember that very
But
clearly.
really glad that that was. I mean, I
But that was
I've
another
always
another
felt bad
case
that.
that had lots of problems. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It had lots of evidence problems, and
yeah, and I don't remember. Did they ever find the dude that did that crime?
no, actually, as you know, there was several, other same type of mailroom robberies, several months ongoing as
Yeah,
we were trying to go, waiting to get to what was it, the pre-trial hearing type thing up
yeah.
and there was several robberies on that same mailroom as we were going along, and it was getting scarier by the minute. That's for sure. But my experience with that certainly helped with all my other courtroom experiences. Certainly less threatening these days. I mean, court is really silly in general. So
Awesome.
yeah, but that was an experience. If you're unaware, this is Jeff McEwen, past attorney and now landman. Spends most of his time. He hates the law, and he watched the trial yesterday.
I
It,
did. Sat
yeah,
through almost 2 hours of that. I couldn't believe it.
yeah, and he come on with me to share his reaction. Again, it was really interesting going back and looking and kind of watching myself. That was interesting. That's always actually what's also interesting is I was able to take some notes on some of the
Oh,
things. I was like, huh, okay. I think I'm gonna cross-examine that on the second go round. I mean,
right on. That's good.
yeah,
I'm surprised you could even watch it. I mean, honestly,
yeah,
I can't watch my videos for the most part. I mean, if I
yeah,
do, I'm just like, oh my God, I look so fucking fat or whatever.
yeah,
And it's totally ridiculous. But
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
when
I'm the
you're a
same way.
narcissist, what are you gonna do?
I'm the same way. I really don't preview any of the videos I post.
Yeah.
I most of the time I do them in one, maybe two or three takes. Mostly
Oh, you
I
do them. You do them straight from the phone.
yeah, yeah, and if I throw in too much profanity, that's normally that's the reason I normally will do a retake of.
Hey, while you're talking about profanity, let me ask you: do you think that profanity affects the algorithm? I mean,
Yeah.
really?
Yes, I do. Yes, I believe that profanity on and there is some uh YouTubers and stuff that will like I watch one guy, the uneducated economist maybe is his name. I could be wrong, but he has videos of course that are clean, and then he has live streams that are heavy profanity laced,
Huh?
and yeah. So and he puts sensitive, sensitive material, warning, all that stuff.
Well,
And
on occasion I like to rant, and when I'm ranting, I don't
mhm,
even bother if I'm gonna, fuck it,
mhm.
I'm gonna say whatever. And I'm sorry if I'm messing up your algorithm with
No,
my profanity, but I can't
I,
help it. I just like to speak that way.
yeah, I like it, Taylor. Yeah, I'm the same way too. I don't know that I try to hold back, but the video will get demonetized. Actually, there's something about maybe saying profanity in the first 30 seconds. I don't know if
Huh.
that's relevant, but I picked that up from another video that I watched about, putting profanity in video because I watch a few YouTubers that, talk about some of their experiences with that. And, normally just gets demonetized, I think is the main thing.
Yeah, so many. I mean, none of my stuff's monetized. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I spend more on YouTube than I'll probably ever make. I mean, I've been paying for premium now for I can't even
Yeah.
tell you how long. And
Oh,
I
really?
just bought a DJI Pocket 2 camera. So that was 500 bones I just shelled out for making YouTube videos. But I did see Costco had the GoPro 9 on sale with a kit for 369 or something like that. I was like, wow, that's
Okay, so last year at November, I ended up buying a GoPro 8 because it was so bloody cheap. And I was like, holy crap. And then get a load of this. So I go in around Christmas time and I just so happened to be walking by the GoPros and I was like, it's cheaper. And
yeah.
basically I went up to the
Well,
counter
they
and said,
just let out the 10. So
oh, oh. And I will tell you this. I got a friend with the 9 and
mhm.
it has this feature, 360 feature on the 9. And he you should get the 8 if you don't need the 9 in that 360
Well,
feature
dude, I
because
don't need any of it. I
yeah,
mean, the only thing I can say that it would be pretty cool about it is I saw a video. It was Peter McKinnon, and he's got great shit.
hmm,
And he had his GoPro in the bottom of a pitcher.
hmm,
So it's in the bottom of a pitcher pointing up, and he poured water on top of it.
oh yeah,
And so, you're getting this view of, he's doing some a demo for coffee or whatever. He likes to do
hmm,
these coffee demos. And so he's adding the water and the GoPro is filming up. And from a cinematography aspect, I mean, that tool provides a whole lot of, I mean, shit, you can put it in water. So,
yeah. And
uh,
that's what I bought it for. Was I was hoping to take some surfing shots. I don't know if I will ever get any more surfing in. I mean, it's just like I said, it was so cheap. It wasn't like I was in the market for it.
well, were you doing that when you lived in TJ?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. I
Did
was
you have the GoPro back then?
no, no, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't. And I got to tell you, that's a really hard thing to film, and you would
oh my
need a
God.
GoPro because, of
Yeah.
course, you're filming from the shore. So
Right.
basically, you definitely need a GoPro, and then holding it even enhances some of the photography with it. But that is a shame.
Well,
It's
I
kind
would
of like
think you would want one of those, either a chest strap or a head strap for it.
yeah, they actually I want just a bar. Basically, you just kind of hold onto it or put
Oh,
it in your
okay.
mouth and then stand up and hold it. And man, the way it tracks to the horizon and I really it missed it. It was kind of like skateboarding too. I mean, there's a lot of skateboard videos out there, and I would have loved to have skateboarding videos of myself and surfing videos, but it was I never was able to get a hold of GoPro, have my gear, and be able to go out on a day that would be worth filming. Frankly, because I mean, California gets some pretty good surf, but it's location, timing, and luck. And because
Yeah, sure.
most of the surf in California is marginal in general. It's not like super.
Oh man, I was just recently at Grover Beach
Hmm.
in Slow. Oh man,
Um,
that was beautiful. That was
yeah.
absolutely outstanding. It's kind of weird with vehicles driving up and down the beach. You kind of feel
Hmm.
like Mad Max and the Thunderdome and all the
Yeah.
Trump flags was really a trip, especially since he lost the election.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the surf was pretty awesome looking. Now I'm
Yeah.
not a surfer, so I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah, California. I mean, it can surf, but I mean, like I said, you got to watch it, and you got to show up at the right times to be able to get that, and then you got to have a camera ready, and then you got to catch the right wave. I mean, it's
Yeah, that's a lot. I
yeah.
was kind of thinking maybe the GoPro would be kind of fun to put on a dog's collar at the
Hmm.
dog park and sort of have like a dog eye view
Yeah,
and so there's something to do with the GoPro.
yeah. The way it locks on the horizon. I don't know if you watch these videos, but
Oh
they
yeah,
got
it's
like a
crazy.
bunch of them on a like a I don't know, some sort of thing, and they turn that thing all the way around, and
Yeah,
basically,
it's to a certain pitch and then
yeah.
I'm not sure what the degree is.
Yeah, they flip it all the way over and backwards
Hmm.
like a steering wheel, and that tracks on the horizon pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a neat tool for sure.
So
Well,
it
yeah,
looks like you've lost a few pounds.
I did lose a few pounds. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I seen you, uh, it had to been somewhere 8, 9 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So I was starting to lose weight. I lost like 88 pounds, and as you know, and
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah. Dude, when I met you, you were a big dude. I
yeah,
mean, I was a big dude too,
yeah.
uh, but you were monstrous.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean the pants were insane.
Yeah. I remember the picture that you sent me to give to the DA to show that it couldn't be you
Yeah.
in the video because of your height.
Hmm.
And your wife at the time was reaching up to with a tape measure to hold it over your head,
Yeah,
and your gut was just spilling over a pair of boxer briefs, and yeah,
yeah,
you were a big dude, man. What were
yeah,
you, about 285?
yeah. I was. It was actually getting pretty crazy because I was like, "Am I really near 300 pounds? Holy sh!"
Wow,
Actually,
yeah,
with my size being 6'4", actually, that's not too nuts because I can't like really go down in weight a lot, but basically it's not too crazy to be 240 to 30, so 50 pounds overweight. I mean there's a lot of me there, so I mean really in general I feel like um it's a little bit deceiving, but it was like shocking. I was like, wow, I'm really near 300 pounds. I mean I was literally the size of a linebacker in
yeah.
the NFL. And
I think I came pretty close. I didn't quite come close to 300. I don't have the same height you have. I'm only
mhm.
5'11", but I hit probably 275 at my, maybe even 280 at one time. I was big, feeling really big.
Yeah,
And there's some pictures on my YouTube to show that. But yeah, so just after I turned 50, I was kind of feeling like dog crap and went to see the doctor. And the doctor told me that I was pre diabetic, had metabolic syndrome, really pretty much saying I was a dead man walking. It was pretty scary.
yeah,
And his scale said I was 265 that day. And I came home and I said, it's changing right now, period.
yeah,
And from that day, I started walking every single day. And it was pretty brutal because I was completely sedentary. I mean, like, I didn't move around at all. I just went to work, came
Yeah.
home from work. I didn't do anything in between except eat. And but now, yeah, it's just such a habit to walk that I walk 2 or 3 times a day,
Yeah.
and it's been that ever since day one. And pounds started coming off right away. Of course,
Oh,
I
yeah.
stopped drinking the 6 pack of beer I was drinking every night. That made a big difference.
Yeah, I started losing weight the day I broke up with my wife. I remember driving to California and going, "Oh, this is so over right here."
Yeah, that's a great motivator, isn't it?
Yeah, right there. I was like, everything that I put in my mouth's in check at this point. Like I was completely, and of course, kind of similar to you. It was like I just put some basic changes into play, and like one, I wasn't drinking anything but water at that point, and it took off very quickly. I mean, it started to really, I started to see results very very quickly. So and actually I had the before pictures. Actually, the before picture that I had in my underwear that I posted online, being 288 pounds, was at least a few months before I broke up with my wife and we went our separate ways. And
Right.
I was driving in the truck to California, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so finished putting anything in my mouth but like water." Actually, I don't think I ate anything. I drank water literally for 3 or 4 days.
You mean like a water fast? I mean,
Y-
like you didn't eat food?
Yeah, well, being divorced, I mean, immediately I wasn't like overly hungry in general.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it.
So I was drinking water. It took like a day and a half for me to drive from Denver to over there in California, and I didn't eat anything for like 3 or 4 days. I was literally just consuming water. That's it. And I was like, we are so done putting junk food in the mouth that I was that it started to take effect. And then I went
Yeah,
through.
and that's the kind of commitment that you got to make. And I don't. It doesn't have to be extreme like that. I think
Yeah,
just
but that was
like
it.
a couple
That,
small changes, like cutting sugar
mhm.
and getting rid of like ridiculously processed crap like TV dinners, or just maybe not even going out to eat as often and just eating at home.
Yeah,
Like in getting involved in shopping and preparing your own food, reading the label and seeing how many calories is in stuff. I mean, it's a real eye opener when you start to actually pay attention. Like, oh wow, shit, there's like so many calories in butter,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
just slather that
Butter.
all over stuff, and like,
Yeah,
woo,
yeah.
geez, I can't
Butter
figure out why
everywhere.
I'm getting fat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, really, like you don't understand what you're putting in. I mean, I'm no health nut for sure, but honestly, I don't put a whole lot of junk food in my mouth. I do a lot of shakes and stuff. I keep it pretty simple,
Yeah,
but
that's good.
but I mean, maybe I'm not like an over health nut, over type person. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. You're kind of a health nut, bro. I mean, don't you pretty much just drink smoothies? I mean,
Maybe two smoothies a day and maybe
two
one, maybe,
smoothies a day?
yeah,
See, I
two.
don't like to drink. I really don't like to drink my calories. I really like to eat food. So,
That's another thing that's kind of stuck with me is, I really look at food more like fuel rather than enjoyment. I just, I gotta eat to stay alive rather than, so I don't really feel a lot of pull to like eat junk food like ice cream or anything. Uh, as a matter of fact, I haven't had a whole lot of cheat meals in a minute. That's for sure. So, and I mean, it just
I don't know. I had one last Saturday. I sure
yeah,
enjoyed the shit out of it. I'll tell you
yeah.
that.
I always immediately regret it because this just hangs in my stomach and
Nah, you can't do that. You got to just have the meal and get back on the wagon. It's no wagon. You just, you pay attention to your diet, you do your exercise, you have a cheat meal. I don't even really like to call it that. It's just a meal, right? It just
yeah,
happens to be that it's not what you're used to eating all the time.
Yeah.
and you just absorb it and decide to move more the next day or eat a little bit less the next day, or
Yeah.
really it's not even being in a deficit on a daily basis. It's being in a deficit over a period of time. So if
Yeah.
you're in a caloric deficit over a period of a week, you're going to lose some weight. If you're in a caloric deficit in a year, you're going to lose some weight. So I
Yeah.
mean, you can fluctuate on a daily. I mean,
Yeah.
I get on a scale just to see how it fluctuates every day. It's kind of crazy. Just your water can fluctuate
Oh yeah. 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 That's
by
the
2 or 3
big deal.
pounds.
Yeah. That's the big deal. I always trying to stay hydrated. That's a big one for me. A balance between coffee and water. And
Well, I know we've been talking a lot about artificial sweeteners, you and me, in our personal discussions, and how you were kind of rejecting the artificial flavored waters, and I'm
yeah.
kind of encouraging you to enjoy them. I like my artificial sweeteners, and I sweeten the shit out of stuff, and it keeps me from eating real sugar. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I weighed today at 197, and I mean, I'm 51 years old. So,
Yeah.
I work out like a maniac
Yeah.
and eat
I've
a
been
boat.
I've been injured and sore everywhere. I've been working out so much right now. Injured and sore like everywhere. Like at bottom of my feet has been sore, and then mostly from the antibiotics and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, the stupid video that's running on my shorts right now is I just happened to be sitting in the leg press machine and thought, oh well, I got 6 plates on. Let's just turn the camera on.
yeah,
So and then so I captioned it light leg workout. you know,
yeah,
and I mean it's a stupid video. I'm really trying to figure out how to make shorts more entertaining.
yeah.
I don't really understand TikTok and stuff, but I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Obviously, I can't do a boing challenge.
Yeah. What's a lot of people do the video on TikTok and transfer to YouTube because TikTok's got more tools than
Yeah,
yeah, and so it allows to add some enhancements to the
dude, I
short.
had to delete TikTok from my phone
Yeah,
because it would send me an alert to watch it, like, I don't know, every half an hour or so. And I'm
yeah,
like, fuck, man, who's got all day to sit around watching these stupid videos? I don't.
that's true. That's true. Actually,
Is anybody
TikTok.
watching this stupid video?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're coming in and out. They're
Oh, okay.
coming in and out. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
Oh,
Like
YouTube is
yesterday,
kooky.
189 people watched that video. It has some of the longest watch time of all the videos that I have. At close to 20 minutes per person.
Are you talking about the trial?
Yeah, the trial. Yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean, you put up a almost 2 hour long piece of content.
yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah,
So, I mean, I watched it from your pre-trial to the end. So
yeah,
that was 2 hours. That's 2 hours of watch time from one person. I mean,
yeah. Oh, and it shows. It shows. I was able to see the results from that. It was big. It was one
now
of
I
my
didn't see any ads.
yeah.
Is it?
I think mostly the ads on that were like on the sidebar. Again, I'm not totally sure. I go about making videos kind of like I just post another one. I don't really, I follow some of the stuff in there, but I don't. I wouldn't say that I'm overly trying.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made that says "Your brand here."
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
There's a lot of interesting things with this. I mean, it's fun. It's more like a habit these days because about 2 years ago is when I started making videos every day. Like I was just like I'm making videos every day, and like I post the gambling videos every day, and I haven't posted one in about 3 days currently because mainly because been busy with the trial and the different things going on, and lots of emails and trying to keep up with my workload. But I have plenty of those videos standing by, and High Stakes Danny is set to make a return to the stream in a few days. So,
do you find that? Do you find that the gaming videos and your other content mesh well together, or
it's tricky. I definitely gotten feedback from people who watch me that don't appreciate the gambling,
oh,
and I can understand that. I actually I wouldn't say that. It's hard because I'm a variety show. I mean, it's all about
right,
all these different interesting ways to make money. However, I'm not blossoming truly because of mainly because of the pandemic. So all the travel and interesting things I've done. I've only now catch a little more stride in my YouTube career, I guess. I don't consider myself much of a YouTuber, but I mean, I still don't.
well, you're on YouTube, so I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
you've got what? How many videos do you have, dude?
This would be about 1,296.
I don't know how you could say you're not a YouTuber. I
Well,
mean,
I mean, I'm a social media marketer in my real job, so I preach this every day. People ask me, "Well, what do I do?" Post a video every day. Post a video every day, and I do it. I practice that same thing, and I post a video every day. I mean,
yeah.
really the bottom line. And some of them suck, some of them are great, some of them get way more popular than I even could imagine. And
Well,
don't mind
I've
me.
got making sucky videos down to a science. I
Yeah.
am a pro.
All
I
right,
mean,
how many followers do you got right now?
9.
9. Gotcha. Yeah.
9.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was at 9.
Hey, I was at 0 for a good long while. I was like, oh wow, this is wow.
Well, speaking of that, this show here was an idea that we thought about, and the original Bong Talk, if you go way, way back,
Oh yeah.
13 years ago, that video exists on my channel. If
Really?
you
Get
go
out of
way,
here.
it's there. It's there.
Dude, I remember the night that you came over to the house
Yeah.
with your camera
Yes.
and we were going to start this and we were
Yeah.
all sitting around the room
Yes.
and you had
Both wives, by the way. Both
what?
wives. And we were getting high, smoking dope, and basically this was 13 years in the making right here. This video right here. 13 years.
Now, I can't believe now when I think about this, the whole thing bombed because you took your camera and set it on the tripod and pointed it at one guest in particular at our house who was going to also be in the podcast,
Yeah.
Brian. Now I don't know what the
Yeah.
politically correct terminology.
Are you talking about that, Brian?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I met Brian on Craigslist as well. So Craigslist was
you're the greatest find on Craigslist.
and I was the original Craigslist lawyer too, because all the lawyers in Las Vegas ended up copying my ad from Craigslist. I couldn't believe it. They literally cut and pasted. But anyway,
yeah.
Long story short, we met Brian. Now, I don't really want to get into too much detail, except to let's say that
he was
Brian,
handicapped.
Yes, and
he's very funny and gifted, by the way.
Oh, he's super talented. He was. I've never seen anyone operate a keyboard the way that he operated a keyboard, and his web designs were out flipping standing. He was, or probably still is. He's a gifted, amazing person.
Yeah.
And you had the camera set on him. And he's like, no, you can't. I mean, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, we're all going to be on camera, right? I mean, that's the point of this. We're all here to be on camera. But yeah, I was kind of trippy.
That was trippy. I feel like it's weird because I haven't smoked weed in a little while, but the idea of smoking weed on YouTube. I mean, this was 13 years ago. I've been divorced 10 years ago. It don't even feel like that.
Well, I haven't smoked it since I've been in Texas.
Wow. Yeah, Texas. Isn't that crazy? We end up in Texas.
Yeah, weird.
It's totally weird. And of course, it's legal in Vegas when it wasn't legal in Vegas when we were there. But Texas, it's surprisingly dry in Texas for marijuana. Even in most places I've been, of course, I remember back when marijuana wasn't legal anywhere, and of course, the surrounding states was even more illegal, like Utah and Arizona. Like I wouldn't even drive through Arizona with a roach because
right.
Yeah. And here you are, you bring weed to Mexico. And remember that night where we go to Tijuana and you're like, oh yeah, I brought weed. Whatever.
Yeah. And I remember you being like, I can't take a shit without weed. At that time, you couldn't even take a shit. So, I mean, it was a good thing I brought it.
Yes. But it was like I should have brought weed too, but I'm so paranoid.
I remember my wife was so upset that we had brought weed and you were primarily in need of it and hadn't brought it. And well, she never liked you anyways. I mean,
not a likable guy.
No, it's not that. It's just, she didn't, you and her, no.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I don't even.
She doesn't like me anymore either. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But I mean, it's strange that, that Tijuana and I know people that have crossed drugs back and forth many times, not like to distribute, don't get the wrong idea. But I mean, I know a guy that I knew that died in Mexico. So we could talk to him about, he died from a heroin overdose and his name was Greg. And I remember this. So he helped me move some stuff. I had a storage unit in Oceanside, and he had a truck. And I said, look, of course I knew he did drugs. I said, look, I'll give you like a couple $100 if you go up to my storage unit in Oceanside and bring my stuff to Tijuana. Because at that point, quite a few years ago, I was living in Mexico, and we crossed the border at 3 a.m. and he brought his drugs, and I was like, oh dear God, what in the fuck? Oh, I crossed him back.
Yeah, but the crossing in is never really. I mean, I never got stopped crossing in. Did you get stopped crossing in?
Yeah, a few times, but they weren't looking for drugs; they were looking for TVs and
or whatever.
Yeah, because
I can't even tell you, bro, how many times we packed the back of the truck with yard sale shit that we couldn't sell in Las Vegas and drove it to TJ and sold it there. I mean, kind of ridiculous.
That's the thing, though. Honestly, people bring U.S. goods to Mexico to sell them in the flea markets in Mexico, and the
dude, we sold. We had a truckload of Disney plush toys.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get more than $1 for them a piece at a garage sale.
Oh yeah.
And I was getting $5 a piece for them on the beach from the back of our truck in TJ.
Oh yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I was nuts. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And we never got harassed. We did one time at a garage sale. One of the local. You remember that?
Ticket. Yeah, $2 ticket.
The local cop came and brought the little hey, please donate to our cause.
Yeah.
Thing.
Walking cop.
Oh, okay. Well, is 50 pesos okay?
Yeah, I had that ticket for years in my wallet, by the way. Yeah, it's a $2 fine in Mexico. I had that fine. I was like, I want that. And I remember when you paid it, the guy just kind of walked up. Oh, I patrol the neighborhood type thing, and I remember that so clearly.
Yeah, you know what though, that whole Baja experience that we had, that was a hoot, and
Yeah,
that car accident that we had in Santo Tomas, oh my god, that was fucking outrageous.
yeah,
And that Hyundai of mine ended up never leaving Mexico. I'm sure it ended up being a cab. Um, that fucking drunk guy crossing the road coming straight at me, and I had to swerve off in a ditch. It was crazy. It was just insane. I
yeah.
couldn't believe
I
that
took a
accident.
I took a van there for 3 days and it was stolen. 3 days.
Well, you know what? Everybody said don't drive after dark.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get home. We were trying to get back to Ensenada before it got dark. And
Hmm.
it got dark, and it got dark fast. And man, that was when, right as soon as it got dark, this truck, this drunk guy just coming right straight across and coming right at us. Oh my god, it was insane. It was
Did you
crazy.
have Mexican insurance at the time?
Yeah, we had Mexican insurance, and of course the federales come and took our passports, and Susan's crying. She's just like, oh, yeah. And he's like, I put it in the trunk of your car, and so I went back, and sure enough, he had dropped him in the trunk of our car. And I thought that he'd taken them. Honestly, I mean, because they took him to, because we were obviously suspect. Like, what
Oh
are you
yeah.
doing? We were past the
The last checkpoint for
yeah, the agriculture checkpoint. There's an
yeah,
agriculture checkpoint before you get south, and we still hadn't gotten to the agricultural checkpoint coming north,
yeah.
back up to Ensenada. So we really shouldn't have been there. I get it,
Hmm.
but I mean, it was pretty obvious that we weren't at fault. And
Yeah,
luckily, I hadn't been drinking at all. And
yeah.
there was no, and the guy was totally sauced. He was blitzed.
Wow.
And his whole family was sitting on the side of the road barbecuing and having a little party while the whole thing was going on. And a lady, he hit another car and like ping ponged off of her into us, and the other lady invited us to her place on the way back. She lived right by the dairy, the lecheria,
Yeah,
and her whole family came out and embraced us and hugged us. And I mean, they were just the warmest people. And her
yeah.
name was Socorro. I'll never forget her because it was like 11:30 at night, and her whole fucking family came out and and asked us if we were okay and wanted to make sure that everything was okay. And our insurance adjuster was driving us because the car was totaled,
Yeah.
and he had his grandma in the back seat of the car.
That's awesome.
And and Susan said, well, can you, when we get back, do you think you could take us to get a hot dog?
Yeah.
And he
I
said,
bet you they're totally fine with
I
that.
know exactly where. And he took us to this hot dog stand. It was like midnight or 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're eating these monstrous hot dogs with all this stuff on it in
Mhm.
Ensenada.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was like a fiesta over. Now, of course, trying to get resolution on it over the next few days was nightmarish and impossible, and the whole story.
Yeah.
But I loved the experience because it really gave me a feeling of what being a local in Mexico would be like, and I liked it. And
Yeah.
I when I get to Mexico, I'm like, I feel free. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know how to describe it. Like I really kind of intend to get back there eventually.
Yeah. I feel the same way. It took 4.5 months to work out the car theft, and they actually said they found the car, and they said what happened was they drove the van, and I never seen the van again actually, but they took me to this hillside of cars that have been stolen in Tijuana, and they
Oh
were
wow.
and it was a real experience. It was the same way, like kind of what you said. The adjuster like did all these things for me, and actually, I got a ride. Somebody like picked me up off the side of the road to take me home. Just told like a nonchalant. Oh, hey, what happened? I was like, I need a ride back to the house, no problem.
You know
And
what? Super friendly people.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, way more than your average stranger here. I mean,
Well, everything was stolen in my car, so I had get this. I got on the taxi, right? There's route taxis that go to the border. So I get on this taxi and here I am, gringo, right? And I get in there, I was like, I don't have any money. And he's like, all right. And that was it. That was it. It didn't even ask me anything. People like, oh, I was screwed by a taxi driver. I was like, I don't have any money. Or another one was, I got 50 pesos. Get in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's
yeah,
so many.
crazy. I think we could probably exchange Mexico stories all
Oh
day.
yeah,
I kind of have to get back to work,
sure.
but I've been enjoying the chat, and I hope that it's been uh, entertaining for you.
Yeah. It was
Right
fun.
on.
It was fun to hear what you had to say. We're gonna go more on Scott.
Yeah, no, I will if I have any other thoughts on what you might do for your case, I'll let you know. But I mean, right now, my best thought is that you should work on the customs angle and see if you can get any resolution on that at all.
Yeah, we're trying. Like I said, there's gonna
I
be more
still
about
think the
this.
package is going to get magically delivered.
I feel like this too because like with that trial, what they said in the trial with, I feel like that they're threatened about this, and I feel like they're going to try to do something with it too. Because if
Yeah,
you're
like
DHL,
it wouldn't surprise me at all if you just get an email, like, "Hey, the package
yeah,
is here."
yeah,
Like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't have to go forward with the case."
yeah, that would be great. Not for me, for little Mary, because she's got
Yeah,
like
yeah. I mean,
1,200 Filipino.
dude, this is, I mean, like,
Yeah,
crazy.
it
She
is.
didn't get her shit. So, I
It's
mean,
brutal. It's brutal.
damn.
I'm out 300 plus the cost of a trial.
Well,
The
and
that shopkeeper may be
the
getting
judge
worked
was
into this.
the judge just wasn't having any of this. You paid a fortune in
Yeah,
postage. I mean,
and insurance.
and
Yeah,
insurance,
yeah. I wonder
insurance
what
that's
you can do about that.
worthless. I mean, worthless insurance.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, like, hey, refund me the insurance money. Jesus, are you
well,
kidding me?
honestly, at this point, when I think about it, I'm thinking there might not be any real value in buying insurance unless the stuff's damaged.
Certainly not from actually from what the DHL lawyer actually testified. There is almost no reason for insurance because their liability is limited to what they claim was just a couple more bucks, and he testified that 3 or 4 times. So I am interested. Like I don't even mind losing so much. I'm just curious because what the judge is in a dilemma no matter what because one they didn't deliver the package and two it's insured. So what? And
Yeah.
we
I
what we
mean,
haven't what we
you
haven't
know,
introduced yet is we
hey,
have an accounting for the box.
shouldn't insurance cover it if it's confiscated by
Yeah.
customs? I mean, I would think that's an insurable event, but I guess you have to read the contract. I don't know, but
There's no contract, just a little blurb on the bottom of the receipt, and a
yeah.
few blurbs about this. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting no matter
You know
what
what's
happens.
really interesting and kind of stupid about it is you just think about how much money lawyers have been paid over this, and I
Two
mean,
lawyers, the defendant showing up a second time, so that's two appearances from
right.
him. The DHL attorney, the judge, the me. I mean, there's a lot of money thrown away on this. There's tons of
Yeah,
money.
just kind of like, I mean, and I'm still of the mind that if they had just written you a check, I mean, would why didn't they do that? I don't really get it. Why wouldn't they just pay it
Surely
off?
that shopkeeper's out more than $200 at this point.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Do you think that lawyer charged any less than $300 an hour? Get out of here. There's no flipping way.
I wouldn't have, certainly. I mean, no joke. I mean,
And I mean,
gotta cost some money.
If that guy showed up in my office, now, yeah, I realize I'm still thinking in prices from 1990. I would have at a minimum said, well, you know, I'm going to need at least $2,000 to get started on your case.
Yeah.
And I mean, because why? I mean,
yeah. Unless they're buddies, maybe you got a little bit of a buddy break. But they got actually legal assistants involved. I got an email from their legal assistant, lawyers involved, he's involved. I mean, certainly it would have been much less painful to go, you know what, look, we know you're having lots of problems. Good faith here. Here's your money back at least. Let's see what happens from there. That would have saved them from court. Yeah,
I'm really surprised that they never tried any kind of settlement with you at all. It's kind of shocking, actually. You would think that a company doing that much business would have some kind of a not wasting money on frivolous bullshit litigation policy.
Now 2 appearances coming soon. Continued.
I mean, talk about wasting your shareholders' money. Hello, they're publicly traded company, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a huge company, and I was so mad. I confessed to the CEO executive office. I was like, I'm going to cost you $1 million. I told him that. I said, this is going to cost you $1 million, and now it's getting coverage in the biggest publication in the Philippines right now. This case.
Wow.
So.
I'm really surprised that they didn't try to settle it with you. I mean, really, but hey, it's been entertaining.
Yeah.
Good content.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. I'll let you
go. Dude.
I know you're busy. I appreciate you showing up, buddy, and it was fun talking with you. Hopefully we'll do it soon.
Yeah. Catch you another time.
All right, then.
All right.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.